So tell me about this, understanding your dreams. Mostly, I have a lot of really bizarre dreams, but I don't ever remember them. I just wake up and I go, oh, wow, that was weird. But then by the morning, I completely have no recollection of it.
Yeah, dreams are very interesting. They're sort of a snapshot of whatever's going on with us on a particular day. People know you have repetitive dreams. So everybody dreams about 4 to 6 times per night. But if you start to, I would say, value your dreams and think, wow, this is something I could use to help me, sometimes they start remembering it. And some people keep a sheet of paper next to their bed and just jot down the main kind of bullet points so that they can refresh their memory in the morning.
My mom used to do that. She was really into dream analysis, and she used to read a lot about a psychologist. Was he a psychologist, Dr. Carl Jung?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And so he was famous, and he talked a lot about dreams, and I remember she was real into him. I never read any of his stuff. So tell me, what do you know about him, and is this like his kind of dream analysis stuff, or is it something different that you wrote about?
I like to kind of integrate lots of different people. I take the best of different people and I check kind of what the science is saying, and then I put it together in a way that people can understand. So basically there are 3 main steps to understanding your dreams. Now, dreams are symbolic, so they seem weird, but they're actually not weird. It's just that your brain is trying to get some things past your usual filters. And so things are symbolic, but they're still, you can get used to understanding them. So first you want to put your dream like in a sentence and identify your emotion and identify one main event. So I think the best way to explain it is to give an example. So many years ago, I used to have a repetitive dream where I was trying to dial a phone, and I would get to like the 6th or 7th digit, and then I would do something wrong or something would happen, and I would have to start all over. And in the dream, it would happen over and over, and I would get more and more frustrated. And I would have this dream on a regular basis, and I thought, what the heck is this dream? Well, I started to look at what was going on in my personal life. And I was in a relationship where I was trying very hard to communicate, hence the phone, and I was not getting through.
Oh, okay. I got it.
So the telephone represents communication. So after I figured out, hey, there's nothing wrong with my communication. This person isn't listening. I figured out what I needed to do, and I stopped having the dream, and that person is no longer in this vicinity.
Oh,
so sometimes
okay.
you have to make a decision.
Okay. When it comes to dreams, I remember in the O.J. Simpson trial, and they made this big deal out of the fact that he said that he had a dream where he killed his wife. And then eventually they said, look, you can't draw any inference just because he had a dream about that he killed his wife doesn't mean he actually did it. Remember that part?
I don't remember that part, but maybe it wasn't a dream.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what the prosecution was trying to say. But, they did acquit him. So
yeah.
I used to have a reoccurring dream. I don't have it anymore. That even long after I moved out of my one apartment in Dayton, I mean, this was years and years later, I kept dreaming that I still had that apartment and it still had my furniture in it. And, somehow they hadn't been charging me for the rent, and it was like 20 years later. And somehow all my stuff was still there. So what does that mean?
Was it a happy or unhappy dream?
It was kind of unhappy.
Yeah. So when we dream about a particular place, it may mean that there's something unsettled about that phase of our life. Sometimes we want to go back to that place. Sometimes it's more of the feeling of whatever was not resolved when we lived there. Many people, their dreams are their childhood homes. So if that's a happy place, the emotion connected to the dream is important. If it's a happy place, it might be longing to go back to that time. If it's an unhappy place, it may be that you're still trying to work through some things that happened in that phase of your life. So dreams are very personal, and there isn't one way, one symbol that is automatically going to unlock what it means.
When people go to read your ebook, is there like a kind of a workbook thing to it where you kind of tell them about dreams and then you can encourage them to figure out their own dreams? Is that part of it?
I give the steps so that, identify the emotion in the dream, and I list a bunch of things that may show up in your dream. I give some personal examples so people can see how I do it myself. This isn't a substitute for medication or counseling, so I have to be kind of careful that it's more educational or entertainment. But dreams are really informative, and they can also show us where we're making progress on something.